So now that we have an idea of how to use forms or implied forms to create the underlying kind of structure of the human face, which we'll keep practicing with and utilizing, we want to ensure that our face is quite believable, or the elements and details of our face. So we're going to look at a human face in kind of these general guidelines and kind of look at some of the placements of different features like the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the ears. So what you're going to do, and you're going to start with a circle, and that's going to be the kind of, oops, the basic kind of structure. Again, this is the cranium. And the reason why it's good to start with a circle instead of drawing with kind of this kind of an oval is because you can change the jaw shape more easily here. And with changing the jaw shape, you can change the facial structure really easy of different characters, so it's easier to draw kind of different people or people that look very different. So we're going to start with this circle, and this is going to act as our cranium. And what we want to do is we actually want to do some kind of measurements. And again, I usually do these just kind of by eye. I kind of want to think about where the center line of my face is, and we are going to kind of use that. We're also going to split our skull into, or sorry, our cranium into 3 parts. So I'm going to kind of create some lines there. So if I kind of roughly split maybe here and here, it's kind of roughly into 3 different parts. And believe it or not, and most people kind of find this hard to believe, this is going to be your eye line that's down here. Because there is quite a lot of space, we think eyes are quite kind of high overall on our skull, but there is quite a lot of, there's our cranium and then the top of our head and etc. Or sorry, our forehead and then our hairline and the top of our hair and everything that's above. So this is actually going to be where your eye line is. At this point, we also want to measure the distance from here to here, and we want to replicate that distance. So this distance, you want to double it essentially. So that would be about, and you can kind of do it by eye. Sometimes I kind of will hold my hand up and figure it out like I just did on my screen. And this is where our chin is going to be. This is going to be the bottom of our chin here. Because from your top of your head to your eye line, it's doubled from your eyes to approximately the bottom of your chin. Again, these are guidelines. These will change quite a bit depending on different people. The other thing here is this line is going to be your nose, the bottom of your nose. And again, depending on your character, it might be kind of the top of the nose. You might kind of have more of a scrunched nose, maybe you have a really elongated nose. But this is kind of roughly where your nose is going to be. So I'm going to start drawing in the chin and kind of the jaw and things like that. So I'm going to kind of start tapering from my cranium, and I'm going to kind of draw that in here. So again, these are kind of where our eyes are sitting, and a good rule of thumb is that there are 3, if you have your eyes here, you should be able to draw a third eye in here. There should be an eye that fits in between. And then usually it's kind of like a half an eye on either side. But I'm just going to erase those out a little bit. So that kind of gives you an idea of if your eyes are too close or too far. Again, it does depend on the character and the style that you're going for. So this is where our eyes are residing. Here's where I'm going to kind of block in my nose. That's going to kind of sit here. And again, these are just kind of underlying structures. In terms of the bottom, a nose to chin, again, I'm going to split again into 3 parts. And I'm going to use, so about 1, this will be, split it into 3 approximately there. Maybe it's not very well done. The first section here, this line, is actually going to be the mouth line. And this is where your mouth is going to sit. And again, I'm going to kind of just pop my mouth in there. Oops, I'm going to undo that. There you go. And then I kind of put my lip underneath there as well. The last thing, the second last thing I'm going to bring in is the eyebrows. And they're going to sit, again, I usually don't fully measure these, but they shouldn't be too much higher above your eye if you're in a neutral position. And pop some eyebrows in there. Again, just kind of roughing them in. The reason I do the eyebrows before the ears is because I'm going to use the eyebrows and the nose to kind of determine how far my ears would be. So the ears should be running from your eyebrows to your nose. So this is kind of blocking out where an ear should be in that region. Again, I'm going to do the same thing over here. And again, this can vary depending on your character. And I'll kind of go through how to do some stylized ears and so forth. So this is kind of the basic proportions of where kind of the generalized guideline of where portions of your face or elements on your face should reside.